YOLO composing gloves here, and today we're going to get into much more advanced LFO territory. Here is happy birthday in LFO form, with this being the pitch envelope and this being the amplitude envelope. So this one deals more with the rhythms. I'm going to play one note and check it out. I originally made this for Per Larson. I've never said his name out loud, and I've never heard it said out loud, so I don't know if I'm saying it right. But he's one of the developers, and it was his birthday recently. So I made this, but there are other people in the community, specifically one person whose name is this crazy combination of letters I'm not sure how to say. And they made like Castlevania with like multiple groups in here and harmonies and just tons and tons of stuff. It was very impressive. A lot more LFOs because you run into some restraints, and these LFOs are made to be LFOs. I don't think they ever intended us to do this. At some point, I really hope we get a sequencer now, and I hope we get a better way to delete points, because right now you have to delete them one by one, because I don't think they anticipated this. But it's very, very functional, surprisingly powerful. So we're going to get into this. There's also a bug where you close a window and it closes out. It minimizes your dot too, which is kind of strange. But let's go ahead. Let's get into this, and let me show you how to link these things up, how to interpret the timing, and how to get the notes figured out. So first, let's do with the notes. So there is a simple trick to getting the notes to work out so that they align with an LFO. So I'm going to load up an LFO. I'm going to change it to a sine wave because I find that more preferable. And right now, we're going to link it up to the semi-set knob. I'm going to right-click because I'm just going to type it in. And we need to link it up by 12 because that's going to be one note per brick. And when we come in here and we click this pencil icon, we get our custom editing workstation. And when we set this up, we want to adjust the Y resolution to 24. Now there are 12 notes below and 12 notes above, and I can begin to write in little notes here. So I could, for example, let's do that, and then let's go up here, let's go up here, come back down. And these are just basically half steps. So the way we can look at this is we're starting on whatever note we pick, and then we're going to go up to so it would be a minor second, major second, minor third, and then we're going to go up perfect fourth, tritone, perfect fifth. So this is going to be a minor arpeggiation. Now it's going very fast. I'm going to change it to sync mode, and I'm also going to slow it down. And there we go. We're already set up, and we can already begin to sequence in notes and things. I'm going to change this perhaps to a triangle wave. I don't want a saw wave. Saw waves are just so dang bright. Maybe we could filter it. But you get the idea. So that's very, very simple. Hooking it up to pitch, super easy. The only thing you really have to know about is this modulation of 12. Now what we want to do is start to learn about the rhythm. Now the rhythm, I think, is considerably more complex because it was not really made to be a sequencer. So first, let's reset this. Let's load up another LFO, go to sync, and attach it to the gain knob so we can hear rhythm instead. So now if I play it, we get quarter notes, but we get quarter notes in a way that's not really quarter notes. So if I were to open up the editor, it's playing the entire wave in the space of 1/4 the time in the space of a fourth. That's how I sort of view it. So it's 4/16. That reduces to a fourth. So it's playing this wave 4 times in one measure. So this is actually represents a much smaller area of a measure. This entire span represents one beat. and it's playing through that entire beat. So if we wanted to make something like a easy wave shaper, not wave shaper, volume shaper, or whatever, we could do so. This is essentially the length of a beat because that's how this has been set up. So this bottom note, this bottom thing is, it says down here, if we read the description, it says beats per bar. So it's saying there's 16 beats per bar, and it's kind of confusing because it's talking about the host tempo. I find the whole thing just sort of confusing. So let's start off with a better example and just go to 4/4. And right now, in here, this was originally one quarter note. Now it is an entire measure. And if we change our X resolution to 4, I'm right-clicking on this to type it in, this 1/4 is an actual quarter note. So now we've got a correlation. So I can come in here and draw in quarter notes, and we now have a sense of meter. If I want to increase the number of quarter notes, I can simply increase this number. So now we've got 8 quarter notes in the space of here. So what's happened here? So let's go back. This can be confusing. This is 1 bar, quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, quarter note. And we changed it originally, it was 1 beat. So when we move this up to 8, we've now effectively squeezed 2 measures into this. And if we look at this, this divides 8 into 4, that's 2. So there's actually 2 measures in here now. And so what we could do is we could change our X resolution to 8. It actually just relabels it. When you change this resolution, it's not changing the length of the amount of time or anything. It just changes the resolution of this grid just to make your life easier. So if you wanted to write in like triplets, you would change the resolution of the grid to 3 times whatever your starting point is. And that would allow you to write triplets in. That's how I did the triplets in Happy Birthday. But now we've got 2 measures. Here's the first measure right here. So if we wanted quarter notes, we would go like this. So you see we got 4 here, and these will be half notes. So if we play it, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so if we want more measures, we simply just increase this. So there's 3 measures, there's 4 measures, and away we go. Like it's really straightforward. Now, this 4, that is as low as you can go. You cannot get to 3. So if you want to do something in odd meter, you'll have to work with, oh, that's right. This only goes in multiples of 4. And you also have triplet options. So you have to use a triplet option. So I just recommend, if you want to get that fancy, you can. I'm not that dedicated right now, but it is an interesting thing. So 16/4 is basically a 4-bar loop. If you go up to 64, that's a 16-bar loop. If you really want to do it all on one big pattern, you need more room. Just make sure you draw out a note that is that long. So if you write out a note in the piano roll, it's got to be 16 bars long. And it will play through this entire thing. And if it's 16 bars long, you're going to need to increase this out. We could increase this to 64. Whoa, I nailed that. You guys saw that. And we could zoom in. I am just scrolling my mouse wheel. I do this zooming in and out wherever the mouse wheel is. That's how you would negotiate the rhythm. So let's go ahead. Let's write in something a little basic here and get a feel for this. Now, since this wasn't made to really be a sequencer at the moment, I'm sure functionality is on the way. It's currently terrible deleting points. I don't know of a way to delete points fast. So I just double click one at a time. So when you make a move, make sure it's the move you want to make. I'm going to make a 2-bar loop. So I'm going to set this to 8. And you can control click drag to move modules over. I'm going to have one control notes. And so this one controls the gain. This one will go to the semicent. Remember our magic value of 12. We're going to come in here. And we're going to set the Y resolution to 24 because we want notes above and below. And we're going to set the X resolution to 8. And so basically, we've got two measures. Here they are. And a quarter note is two of these things, right? Because if it's two measures, halfway is the point where the measures occur. So I'm going to first, we'll start off on the note we're on. We will play a minor third above. We will play whatever that is below. And then we'll go back up. And we'll go up to, where's the third? So this is the middle. I also wish the middle line was darker, the 0% line, but I guess we could see it with this. So we need to go up 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is the half steps for the perfect fifth. We'll jump down to the third, back to the tonic, go down like that. And this last one, we will go back to 0 to 0. Oh, I'm off here. So you can imagine this could get a little confusing sometimes. Okay, I think we are good to go. Why is this? Oh, yeah, duh, because we're snapping back up. So if we play a note. Oh, yeah, now let's go ahead and set our gain up to where. There we go. And so you could come in here and get really fancy with the melody. Now, this is our gain control, essentially. And we could have it so that it just plucks on every single one of these. Let's change our X to 8 so that we're not driving ourselves insane. Or actually, let's go to 4. And go like this. I do 4 because where the numbers are, those are the half notes, not the measures, the half notes. You're asking me to think so much right now. I'm not used to saying all this stuff out loud. I'm used to just thinking it, trying it out, and if it works, then great. If it doesn't, then I think about it more. So, okay, we should just have some plucks now. So we could have some where maybe it goes like this. This one gets sustained a bit more. This one. Oh, duh. So since we're defined from 0, it would make more sense to change this to a unipolar. So you have these triangles here. Unipolar makes it go from 0 to 1 instead. And here we sustain. What the hey, man? And away we go. You know, you're sequencing in. We've got a grip on what these numbers mean. We understand how to link the things up. That's pretty much the fundamentals. Now, what you could do, and it's something I've not tried, but we could make groups hooked up to different LFOs and then mute these groups as we go along to play much longer, more complicated sequences. That's how the Castlevania melody was done. Bunch of groups, bunch of LFOs, very fancy. But yeah, we could load up some effects, start getting fancier with our sound decisions, and away we go. So that's LFO Elementary. I really tried to be as straightforward as possible. If you have any questions about this, let me know. If you make anything cool with this, let me know. This is how you could sort of make an entire song inside a phase plant. And that's that. Subscribe, support me on Patreon, and have a blessed day.